Hi, Dr. Mel again. We are busy with momentum and we are going to have a look at elastic collisions. Let's quickly have a look at collisions. We did this in a previous section, so if you can't remember collisions and explosions, go back to a previous lesson. So, what's happening? We're busy with momentum, so we're looking at masses actually moving with velocity. So, they can either, after a collision, work to the one side, move to the one side, and attach to each other. Remember, then they'll have the same velocity because I can actually add the two masses together. Another type of collision can be when they clash, they can just carry on in the same direction, or they can carry on in the opposite direction. So remember, direction is quite important when you work with velocities. And in momentum, we do work with velocities. And then finally, have a look if you've got a vertical movement as well as a horizontal movement. And because this truck with this mass combines, we don't calculate that horizontal. We don't have to include it in the initial momentum. So that would have been zero. Right. What will be elastic collisions? We have normal collisions. Inelastic. Can you see this is distracting your attention? Can you see what's happening here? It's distracting us because it's continuously moving. If I had two cars colliding and they stop, it would have been only momentum that's conserved because the energy would have been transferred to something else. In this case, I've got momentum as well as the total, listen, kinetic energy that's being conserved. And this is the Newton balls, and they will continue moving forever because they are transferring energy from one to the other, and they will continue moving like this. So let's have a look at this total kinetic energy conservation. So a question will be put to you like this. Two rugby players, Don and Bob, run towards each other. Remember, I said every time you read a question, draw a diagram so that you can interpret what they're giving you and what they ask of you. Don is running 7.4 meter per second. He's got a mass of 65 and he's running in a western direction. So I'm going to say this is Don. He's running in a western direction, which I'm going to allocate a positive sign to. He's got a mass of 65 kilograms and he's running at 7.4 meter per second. So that's the initial velocity. He is carrying the ball. Bob, this is now another player. Bob has a mass of 60 and he's running east. So I've got Bob this side running east, and you know now if that's positive, this has to be the negative velocity. And he's got the 60 kilogram mass and running at 8 meter per second. So I've got all the detail that they've given me on the slide. I've drawn my little diagram, and now what are they asking me? They're telling me that after the tackle, Don moves forward while Bob is clinging to his feet. So if you have a look at this, these two bodies will be moving together to that side. So this is quite important when you allocate signs. What do they ask? Calculate the velocity of both players after the tackle. That's before they stop. So you see they stop eventually, but they first had to move to stop. And then finally, determine if this collision was elastic or non-elastic. So let's carry on to answer the first question. Calculate the velocity of both players directly after the tackle. Let's go to our equation. We are saying Don with the mass, with the velocity, and we are allocating west as positive. Do you see? I'm putting it there next to the velocity. This Bob's velocity is in the eastern direction, so it's a negative 8. I know the sum of the momentum initial or before is equal to the sum of the momentum after or final. You can do any of these two. I suggest you do this calculation or that equation to do your calculation, because you can actually complete all the detail on in there. So we've got Don. Don has got a mass of 65. He's got a velocity of 7.4. And just for now, let's just see it is in the positive direction. I've got Bob with a mass of 60 and a velocity of 8, but remember that was to the western side, or was that to the eastern side? This was west and that was east. So I'm allocating those signs so that I know exactly in which direction they moved. After the tackle, they cling to each other, so I can actually add them together because they act as a system, and what's being asked of me is to determine the velocity after the tackle. Now I just have to do the math. So I calculate that 65 times 7.4 plus the 60 times minus 8, which gives me minus 480. And if I calculate that, I find the mass is 125, and I need to find the final velocity. Now it's just math, and you'll find that I've got 1 there. I've got 125 V final, and you can then calculate your V final as 0.008 meter per second, or you could put it in another way of writing it down as 8 to the power of minus 3 meter per second. And now, guys, please remember, I found that my answer was a positive 8. So I have to indicate that this was in the western direction, because a positive meant it was moving west. Be sure that you allocate the signs and that you've got everything completed in this calculation. Let me quickly show you. You'll get a mark for the equation. You'll get a mark for the substitution, and you might even get a mark for each of them, depending on the memorandum. And then you'll probably get a mark for the answer. And if I'm your examiner, I'll give you 2 marks, but then you have to give me the direction as well. So make sure that you work very accurately. The second question was, determine if this collision was elastic or not. Now I know the energy, and it's not just any energy, the kinetic energy has to remain the same for it to be an elastic collision. So it's not equal. Please don't do the equal sign. Never put them as equal. Do work out the kinetic energy first. Do you see there initially? And then you work out it finally, and then you compare those to each other. Right, let's go in and do the calculation. I've got again the mass of Don. You remember he was 60 kilograms, or was it 65? No, he was the 65, sorry. He was 65 kilograms. His velocity in the beginning was 7.4 square. Plus Bob, half, he was the 60 kilograms, and his velocity was 8 meter per second. It doesn't really matter if you've got the minus there, because it's square. So you can really just leave the minus or the direction out, because energy is a scalar and we're not interested in the direction. And if you now do the math, you'll find this answer to be 3699.7 joules. So the kinetic energy in the beginning, before they collided, was the sum of the 2 kinetic energies, which gave me 3699.7 joules. Now let's compare that to the final kinetic energy. Let's complete that. So I've got a half, and now I can add the masses together. It was 65 plus 60, and I worked out the final velocity. Do you see? I worked it out to be 0.008. So I can just put that into that slide and say it's 0.008. and now you can calculate the kinetic energy. And if you do the kinetic energy, remember the square there, guys. I almost forgot that. Please remember to put in the square. You'll get an answer of 0.004 joule. Did we answer the question? Well, the question was the kinetic energy in the beginning the same as the kinetic energy at the end? Well, we found this answer to be 3,699.7 joule. And this side we found it to be 4 times 10 to the minus 3, or as I wrote it, 0.004. Which of these are different? Well, both of them, they aren't equal. So you can say it's a non-elastic collision. And reason being, this is not equal to this value. So you've answered the question. You'll get all your marks. Just make sure that you do work out the kinetic energy separately for the initial and the final. Let's quickly see. Can you again name the conservation of linear momentum's law? You've got to be able to write that down. You have to be able to distinguish between elastic and inelastic collisions. Remember, elastic collisions will be the sum of the kinetic energy before, if that is equal to the sum of the kinetic energy after or final, then it will be an elastic collision. And then finally, you'll have to be able to calculate the quantities. Remember the square, remember the direction. I hope you work accurately, and remember, you can't do physics without writing or down everything they give you and making a clear diagram so that you can interpret the information. I hope you enjoy physics as much as I do. Bye-bye.